Hi, welcome to Eastern Wellness with Dr. Kym. Eastern Wellness with Dr. Kym is a weekly podcast meant for anyone looking for ways to improve the quality of their life, regardless of their current health status. Eastern Wellness with Dr. Kym covers a variety of different health and wellness topics like nutrition, sleep, exercise, toxins, emotional health, and so much more. Dr. Kym interviews health experts about tips, techniques, and trends in wellness, as well as regular people who have their own wellness pearls to share. For more health and wellness tips and resources, visit Dr. Sufei Kym's YouTube channel, and that's Dr. Sufei Kym, Sufeikime. Thanks for listening.
On today's episode, I sit down with Kylie. Usually I interview all the speaker, and today is different. I sit down with Kylie, and Kylie will interview me too, so I can share my health and wellness tip with everyone, since I went through this whole season to interview a lot of amazing people. So Kylie has been helping me for more than a year in this journey. I think, yeah, it's pretty much since last year, March.
Yeah.
And so here we are.
Yeah, I can go ahead and get started if you're ready.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm excited for this because, I've seen Dr. Kym in both the professional setting and then I've also worked with her. So I'm anxious to hear what she has to say today. So I'll kick it off with our first question, and that's just kind of tell us about yourself and what you do and maybe kind of like your area of expertise.
Yes. I am a chiropractor, mother of 5, and I do acupuncture, and I use nutrition to helping people in Cedar Falls, Iowa area. So I believe I use a lot of natural stuff without medicine operation. Usually people came to see me when they are really sick, and especially for the men. I always joke about, like, men will never come to see me. It say, if one, something is not working. Second, if they are really sick. And number 3, or they are very have excruciating pain. That's the only reason. So just saying that, so that means I see a lot of women more than men in my practice, and I have been practiced in this area for more than 10-11 years.
Awesome. Okay. And so could you tell us like maybe where you're from and how you got to Cedar Falls?
Oh yes. I original from Taiwan. I was raised in a farm, and my parents, they raise the rice, and then we have some animal. When we were little, I always worked really hard. I mean, since 2, according to my mom, I had to babysit it. And so, but anyway, I came to US in 1990 to study radio and television. So I promised my professor I will finish my master's degree so I can go home to be an anchor in Taiwan. But I never did, because I met my husband in SIU Carbondale, Southern Illinois University Carbondale, and we got married, and we had 5 kids. The reason why I moved to Iowa just because he's Iowa boy, and he's from Quad City. So we moved to Iowa just to be with family. And the reason why I moved to Cedar Falls, which is like 2.5 hours away from Quad City, because he took a job in 2007, and that's why we moved here. And I finished Palma Chiropractic School, and and I practiced 2010. That's how I opened the practice in the area.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a great story. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to jump right into this then. I'm anxious to hear what you have to say. So, what are your top 3 wellness tips right now?
Number one, sunrise, sunset, Mother Earth. I believe in order to be healthy, we every day you need to go out to enjoy the sunrise, sunset, and put your feet on the ground. I believe if you get out early enough, of course, it's not on the 25 below zero like Iowa winter. You can put your feet in the glass, like 5:30. That time they always have the dew, and you can walk on the dew. So enjoy the Mother Nature, sunrise, sunset, and this we honor our Mother Nature, and that will get you a healthy to get you healthy life. And number two, meditation. I believe the purpose of meditation is to quiet your mind. So right now everybody is so stressed out with the COVID-19, and with this pandemic, everybody have different, I think they have a lot of fear, uncertainty. The emotion is kind of like dominate the whole society. I think if you can use meditation to quiet your mind, so that's very important. And number three, drink plenty of the water. I believe in our body, it depends the area, the water have about more than 70% of your body weight. So I believe you have to drink plenty of water.
Yeah, I love how you say get outside. I think that's one of my, like, that is something that I value more than anything. And when I lived in Iowa, I think it can be hard sometimes, but you just have to put on your 10 jackets and go outside. And once you kind of get out there and you accept, like, okay, yeah, I'm cold, but you get moving, I think you definitely feel a lot better. So, speaking of helping people feel better, what is one of your favorite success stories?
I think sometimes I believe everybody came into my door for a reason. So my favorite success story is usually as a chiropractor, a lot of people come in because they had low back pain or they have headache or migraine. So my favorite story is they had one gentleman came in 30 something, and he was not well, and he was so excruciating pain. He can't even sit down to write the health history, and so he just told me that adjust me, make me feel better. Then I can fill out your health history, and so I just look at him, I just feel something was not right. So in my practice, I have one of the software. It's called Heart Sound Recorder. So what I did, I told him I want to listen to your heart to see how's your heart. So I told his vital, which is the heart was beating so fast. And then I use the heart sound recorder. I look at the heart sound, the graphic, and it just let me feel like, oh my God, something's wrong with you. So basically, I told him, I say, something's wrong with you. It's beyond what I can do. And can I call 911? And just because his graphic looks so bad. And so he said, yes. So I called 911. the ambulance came within 5 minutes. I walked in out to the ambulance, and I was thinking, well, it's the right decision to make or not. But later on, I found out he was in the intense care for 2 3 nights, and I talked to him over the phone. He told me the ER person told him if he was late for half hour, he would be dead. And basically, he had full of the blood clot in his lung. And so basically, I think as a chiropractor, to save somebody just because people walk into my door, I think that's really that I feel good about it, just like to change somebody's life, just doing what I love to do every day.
Yeah, that's an amazing success story. I love that. So I think per usual, we usually take about 30 seconds of a break. Does that sound right?
Yes.
Oh wait, no, I think I gotta do a couple questions first and then we'll take a break. Okay,
Okay.
so let me jump into this one then. Wow, that's just a crazy story to me. But what is the best health and wellness advice you've ever given? Or maybe what's the best wellness advice that you want to share?
Taking care of your body like a temple, because that's the only place you are going to live. And because nowadays people like taking the body like, because the time everybody want to do things fast, they taking the body just like a pinata. You hit them, you beat them. I mean, it's just so crazy what you can do to your body. And I think I want to add one more thing to God, to be able to manage your mouth. That means that watch what you put into your mouth, not just you put into your mouth and then the whatever you speak out of your mouth. That means if in Chinese we have a saying that everything, the illness, the disease is all from the mouth. So the mouth in Chinese word is looks like the square. It literally looks like this square. That's the Chinese word mouth. But it's so little. Everything is begin in the mouth. So I think to taking care of your mouth, to manage it, to like what I mean manage it is how you eat, what you eat, when you eat. That's so important. And what's out of your mouth is also important too.
So do you mean like what you say?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's part of it. Usually, yes, because that is so important, because the positive, the energy out of your mouth will change your dynamic of the health.
Awesome. Okay. So what is the most common challenge to health and wellness that you're seeing in your practice right now?
I think right now is after we have been isolated for more than a year since the pandemic COVID-19, I think everybody are stressed out and so much fear in the society. And people they are kind of like the trust to connect with the people. I think the bond is like it's missing. So I think that's the challenge. It is that be able to get rid of people's fear and scare in their mind, and so they can have the decrease their stress, because I feel like people is full of stress right now in people around me, and people came in to see me. They are very, very stressful.
Yeah, it's definitely been a stressful year, and I think it's kind of hard to go from, I guess like I should say we're in late April now in 2021, so it's definitely been over a year, and it seems like more people are starting to get vaccinated, which is great, but you're still scared in a lot of ways, or you still just have a lot of stress built up from the last year, and that can be really hard to deal with. Okay, so we've got a couple questions left, and so far this has been really interesting because, I obviously know you, but I think, hearing you being interviewed is really cool. Okay, so a couple questions here, and first one is, who is a health and wellness innovator that you admire and respect?
I will say Dr. Richard Tan. Dr. Tan, he is acupuncturist. Unfortunately, he passed away 5 years ago, but he literally changed my practice because he's the one teach me like acupuncture work. He always say acupuncture 1, 2, 3. We always need to, he said, what is it? Acupuncture 1, 2, 3. That means acupuncture, every needle you put in to people's body, it will always work, and it will work immediately. Because I do acupuncture every day to helping people to get better. And he is the one to change my practice. The way it gave me the confidence to practice. He just amazing. Um, Fortunately, I can meet with him like 2 years prior his death. I be able to went to his seminar to be able to learn his technique and knowledge, so I can helping people to get rid of people's pain within the moment I put in the needle. I think I just love the way he teach. He also teach I Ching, and that means that's the ancient Chinese book, maybe 3,000, 5,000 years old. I really don't think people know how old is the I Ching. In American, they translate to the Book of the Change. And so Dr. Richard Tan is the one to introduce me the I Ching, and he used that into the acupuncture. So I always, when I met him, I said to him, I said, my gosh, Dr. Tan, I've been waiting for you for half centuries now. Finally, I can learn the I Ching, how to use it in the traditional Chinese medicine. That's just amazing, like he taught like the whole world. Dr. Tan, like he had beautiful house in San Diego, he told me. But he only had 5 weekends at home because he had been traveled to teach all the medical doctor, acupuncture, chiropractor, all the practitioner in the whole world to teach acupuncture.
Oh.
And yes, so he traveled everywhere in the whole, like Europe, Australia, New Zealand. So just because the intense travel, he sacrificed his life for the Chinese acupuncture and to helping people. And he's also original from Taiwan too. So he's so funny, he's so intelligent, and I learned so much from him. I'm so thankful I can have opportunity to sit in his class.
Yeah,
Yeah, to
I'm
learn.
glad you got to do that too.
Yeah, it's just amazing, amazing.
And one more time, what's his name?
Dr. Richard Tan. Actually, Chinese is Tan, but the English is Tan, Tan.
Okay.
And he wrote 4 book, I believe.
Okay.
Now, yeah, if you want to get his acupuncture book and one of the Chinese feng shui book, it's amazing, amazing.
Cool. Awesome. Okay, so are there any new health and wellness trends that you're wanting to try?
You know what? I'm trying is called brain tapping. It basically, it will affect your your brain emotionally. But I want to introduce a new trend. It's not new, but technology is new. In terms of the to put it on the computer, it's called heart sound recorder, and I want people to go to find the petitioner. I'm not sure in the whole world, but in US, if you can find the heart sound recorder, that the petitioner, if they have this, go there to get a great feel of your heart, because it's not invasive. It's a wellness device. So basically, it's just that I say, let me to be able to listen to the heart in full volume, so you will be able to know how's your whole body health within 5-10 minutes, 5 minutes, and it's not invasive. And I thought it can help you to change your heart, because if your heart doesn't beat, you will be gone. So I think this is a new thing in terms of the technology to put it on the computer. Actually, the Dr. Royally invented this device more than half centuries ago, just because the Apple can bring in the home device into the market. So now we have the heart sound recorder on the computer software, be able to read your heart and to understand your heart, because our heart is so important, because our heart beat 100,000 times a day and sending 2,000 gallons of the blood through your body. And plus, on top of that, for the past 10 years, cardiovascular still our top #1 death in the US. So that means so many people die within a second in US because the heart attack. So I want to let people know, like, you do have opportunity to go to somebody. It's not like you go to do EKG, you got to go to emergency room. So you can find the practitioner who practice, who own the heart sound recorder. You be able to go there to see out loud and to get a reading of your heart graphic.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. Okay, so that's kind of the last of our questions. I think listeners probably know how to connect with you by now, but if not, how can listeners connect with you?
Listener can go to my YouTube channel, and other than this podcast, you can go to the YouTube channel to tie in Dr. Kym. It's spelled, Kylie, you want to?
Yeah, so it's Dr. Dr. and then Sufei Shufei and Kime Kime. So she has a YouTube video where this podcast is, with all the other videos as well. I think your information is on there too if they want to reach out. So that would be a great way. If you're looking to get more information, I would check out the YouTube. Okay, and so I guess I get to probably do the listener 24-hour challenge then, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I think something that resonates with me, because I am kind of an outdoorsy person. So I'm going to say that this week's 24-hour challenge is to get outside at least 20 minutes a day. Even if it's just sitting outside, you can walk your dog, go for a run, get on your bike or whatever. But I think just to be outside and get fresh air for 20 minutes a day is my 24-hour challenge.
Can I say something before we go?
Yes.
I want to thank you for helping me in this journey. The reason why I want to begin this podcast, because I went to ER last year, 2020, in the end of September. I always think I am really healthy person. Like I had nothing wrong. I have been practice every day. Had 5 kids, and but I went to ER because I just have the pain, and I have a leg pain. Um, and for 3 days, I woke up 3 o'clock every day the same time and have this excruciating pain. And so I went to ER, and then ER diagnosis me with the DVT, which is called, Kylie, what's DVT?
Deep vein thrombosis.
What's that supposed to mean? Do you know?
It's like a blood clot, basically.
Yes. And
If it
so,
breaks loose, then it can, it's in your veins, so it can travel up to your heart, which could be really problematic.
and travel to your lung.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's the pulmonary embolism. And
Yes.
so when I was in ER, when they told me the diagnosis, the ER doctor, she said to me, she said, oh my gosh, I'm so great. Because I told them, I said, I'm usually so healthy, but just give me an ultrasound. They say, no, we got to do your blood first. And then if the blood doesn't look good, they say they are looking for an index called E-dimer, something like that. And if that index number go up, then we will go get you ultrasound. So when they did the ultrasound, that's how they diagnosed me with DVT. And so in that moment, I just have an aha moment. I was thinking, oh my gosh, if something happened to me, if I die today, what else I need to do on this earth so I won't feel bad like, oh, that's it. And so that moment, that's how this podcast popped into my mind. I just want to share the information to everybody. And I think it's really important. And also, I want to share not just everybody that the petitioner, and even everybody that if they want to connect with me and to share their story, you are very welcome. Because in this journey, I believe this journey, we are never alone. And I also want to thank you, Kylie, to help me to finish my book.
It's
I
upside down.
Oh, so Kylie, you want to tell everybody about this book?
Sure. So it's called Cancer's Kicking My Butt, but I've got a really big butt, and how the subtitles, how a family's grief journey was inspired by one last phone call. And so, just like some background on Dr. Kym, she lost her husband several years ago, and so there was a phone call that her husband had recorded, which was kind of unlike him to record it.
Because he was so sick. That's the day
Yes.
before he was, yeah, he died.
Yeah, and so finally she was able to listen to that phone call and kind of, I guess, use it to help her on her grief journey. And so she just wanted to write about that phone call and kind of everything around the story and how she's working through that. And just really wanting to, ultimately help others who may be experiencing similar things. So it's on Amazon. You can go find it, buy it that way.
Yeah, thank you. Because I feel like in this journey, you are never alone. You can always connect with somebody, either your loved one, your friend, or people you know, and you are never alone. Because if you are search, you will always get the answer.
All right. Well, that would be the end of season 1. Thank you.
Bye.